હવે હમણાંનું ફંક્શન શરૂ કરવાની પહેલે બે મોનાજાત કરાવશું બાય વિરાફ દારૂવાલા. વિરાફ દારૂવાલાએ પોતે મ્યુઝિકનું મોનાજાતનું અરેન્જમેન્ટ કીધેલું છે. વિરાફ વોઝ ધ મ્યુઝિક ટીચર એટ ગામડિયા ગર્લ્સ હાઈ સ્કૂલ. હવે એ મ્યુઝિક શીખવે છે આવાબાઈ પિટેટ સ્કૂલમાં. Even group tuitions be appetite for singing, playing the harmonium and keyboard. So over to you, Mr. Viraf Daruwala.
नमन हो तुझे हजारों हजार उलाकर उदावर हो परवरदिगार. नमन हो तुझे हजारों हजार उदाकर उदावर हो परवरदिगार. नमन हो तुझे हजारों हजार आज देखे सौनो एकलो आधार. जानी के दानी दयानो भंडार आज देखे सौनो एकलो आधार. ज्ञानी के दानी दयालो भंडार उदागर उदावर परवरदिगार. नमन हो तुझे हजारों हजार नजर को पैगंबर हम बाटे दिधा जनेरा हमें की न खुल्ला किधा. नजर को पैगंबर हम बाटे दिधा जनेरा हमें की न खुल्ला किधा. उमद हुकत हमने पैगंबरे महान उमत उकाता हुरस्तान ज्ञान. हमने पैगंबरे महान उदागर उदावर परवरदिगार. नमन हो तुझे हजारों हजार रोशन रात जे न करवा सकती आप जे. हवा आकाश रोशन रात जे न करवा सकती आप जे. रहे तारी माया में हम पर सदा रास रस्ते दुरोजे परवर. रहे तारी माया में हम पर सदा रास रस्ते दुरोजे परवर. उदागर उदावर परवरदिगार. नमन हो तुझे हजारों हजार आज जैन उठायो कवेली सवार काले दी जगाड़ के परवरदिगार जे मुखारो केवली सवार काले भी जगा के परवरदिगार उठी पाप थैले हूँ बंदगी करूँ अशो तुझ नामनी याद है ये धरूँ उठी पाप थैले हूँ बंदगी करूँ अशो तुझ नामनी याद है ये धरूँ ओ नागर नमन हो तुझे हजारों हजार आजो देख सौनो निकले आधार तू ज्ञानी दानी दयालो भंडार खुदा चल जावर परवरदिगार नमन हो तुझे
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Viraf Daruwala. 2-3 more Monajats a little later in the evening, please. Be ready. I now invite Mr. K.C. Limatwala and Mr. Zerik Dastur to please escort Vada Dasturji, Kushit Kekobat Dastur, and our chief guest, Mr. Khojaste Mistry, to the dais. Many of you senior citizens present here today are aware the Ava Yazat Parab Jashan was started nearly 50 years ago by late Dinsha Merchant and late Rustamji Kuka. The function has been well attended over the years, just as it is today. You will all agree that this is the absolutely perfect location for the Ava Yazad Parab function. Those of you who are still at the food counters, may I request you to please be seated. We can enjoy the snacks after the function is over. Please, ladies and gentlemen, જગા પર આવીને બેસી જાવો. આપણે પછી કાઉન્ટર્સ પર જઈ ને બધું ટેસ્ટ કરશો. બેસી જશો જી પ્લીઝ. ઘણા જણા ઉભેલા છે. પ્લીઝ આવો જી. Sorry, but not one of them is paying attention. તો સમજાય જ ને તમને છેલ્લી રોવે બધું હું બોલું જ તે સમજાય જ એટલે સાઈડમાં બી સમજાતું જ હશે. We are grateful to Aura Mazda and to Ava Ardavishur Banu for having given us the strength and the vision to continue to organize this event year after year. After Dinshaji Merchant and Rustamji Kuka passed away, there is a group of individuals who have been organizing this event with finance and support from good-hearted community members and institutions. And though we could have done this a little later in the evening, these three wonderful people have to leave a little early today to go to a Navjot function. This year's very special donors are Captain Percy Master and his charming wife, Erin Master. Can we please have flowers for Captain Percy Master and Erin Master? Darius Desai, will you please present them? Kersi Commissariat to please present flowers to Xerxes Master, who is here today representing the Bandra Kama Convalescent Home, of which he takes such wonderful care. Xerxes, your parents do so much good work and charity, and that has now flown into your veins. Keep up your good work. We have another donor present here today, Mr. Noshir Gotla. May I request Mr. Hanos Patel to please present flowers to Mr. Naushir Gotla. Mr. Gotla, जरा सीट पर ऊभा थसो जी. कौन छो तमे? तो पछवाड़े एकदम से Hanos. It'll be a long walk for you. Thank you. Thank you. We have Mr. Kesi Limatwala here with us today, who organizes this function year after year since the last countless years, 30 or more. Kesi Limatwala is a graduate in commerce with honors and a graduate in general law from the University of Bombay. He's a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, a fellow of the Indian Council of Arbitration. He is in practice as a chartered accountant for over 47 years, specializing in direct taxation. He's an arbitrator, conciliator, mediator for alternate dispute resolution for over 25 years. He's on the panel of various institutions, including the stock exchanges, depositories, and related institutions. He has been actively involved in the scouting movement and various youth organizations from a very young age as a volunteer for social, cultural, and charitable causes, both within and outside our community. He published the first ever blood donor directory in 1984, followed by revised editions in 1988, 1998, which was a great boon to society at that time when there was no access to the internet. He's the founder of the World Zoroastrian Organization in India in the early 1980s and presently its president. Founder of the World Zatushti Chamber of Commerce in India in the early 2000s. And Captain Percy Master is today the global president of the World Zarathustra Chamber of Commerce. Kesili Matwala served as the Mumbai chapter chair and director on the global board for several years and then became global president of the WZCC in India. Sorry, global president, of course, worldwide. He has been responsible for the complete renovation of the MJ Agyari and the prestigious Hilla Towers. He introduced various religious activities like the structural course, which is currently in its 17th year. I have been attending this for the last 6-7 years, and it's wonderful. Another course is the Children's Zoro Kids, which is in its 7th year. Imagine young Zoroastrian children attending these classes regularly and enjoying them. He's also meditation and healing classes. He has been organizing the popular Ava Parab celebration at Radio Club and the Ahama Anjuman Frabadiyan Jashan at Dungarwadi for over 30 years. Ladies and gentlemen, he was a special executive magistrate Maharashtra state from 1988 to 1995. There is so much I can say about Mr. Kesi Limatwala, whom I have personally known and admired as a wonderful human being for the last 30 years. He has been closely associated with Freemasonry since 50 years, and he presently heads and oversees Scottish Freemasonry in the whole of India as the District Grand Master. He has received many fantastic awards and recognitions. Notable being the Eisenhower Centennial Special Recognition Award, which was given to him in Washington, D.C. in 1990 for volunteerism in promoting international goodwill and understanding. He was presented a traditional white silk scarf by His Holiness the Dalai Lama for setting up a Tibetan medical center in Mumbai. Kesi Limatwala is an avid reader and a keen student of philosophy, religion, yoga, healthy living, environment protection, and of course, finance and economics. Over now to Mr. Kesi Limatwala for his welcome address.
वडा दस्तूर जी साहब, खुर्शीद दस्तूर, the keynote speaker for today evening, Mr. Khojaste Misri, his gracious wife, Firoza, my co-organizers, Hanos Patel, Kersi Commissariat, Darius Desai, and Zarik Dastur, Zareen, who has always been with us ever since I remember organizing this function. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Vada Dastuji Sahib, for continuing and associating with us for this celebrations, which was earlier presided over by your father when we used to have the Justins. Thank you, Khojaste, for having accepted our invitation and agreed to enlighten this audience today with your scholarly talk. Zareen will, of course, formally introduce you. But if I remember, we first met in in the mid 70s or late 70s, when you had just come down from UK and you were invited as a chief guest at Rustam Bagh, and I was fortunate to receive at your hands a large silver medallion. I vividly remember you started your talk with a recitation of Ashembo, and it was so well recited with every word stretched that I would request you if you can do the same today when you start your talk. Ladies and gentlemen, fortunately, coincidentally, today is World Water Day, and today is also our Yazat Parab. What a coincidence! We are assembled here to pay homage to our Divisur, and of course, as I said, Khojaste will enlighten you on this subject. But on a day like this, we cannot forget Hodad Ameshaspan. As you know, Hodad Ameshaspan domain is over water. That's another invocation. Before we proceed further, let me share with you, as many people ask, as to why our Visor Bano is under Aspandad Ameshaspan and not Khodad Ameshaspan. As you know, Aspandad Ameshaspan's domain is over Mother Earth, and Khodad Ameshaspan domain is over water. But our Divisur is under Aspandad Ameshaspan. The reason is that our Divisur Banu presides over subterranean water. we worship before, or rather, we worship Ava Mah when we pray before the well. That is subterranean water. And to us, we just think that the well is the subterranean water. But you will be amazed to know that on this earth, 97%, 97% of water is below the ground. And what you see above the ground, the ocean and the sea is just the rest. So can you imagine? There is so much of water below the ground, and our Adu Visurbano presides over that. Coming back to Khoda Nameshaspan, as I mentioned, who is responsible, or rather whose domain is over the waters. He is the Ameshaspan who is responsible for the rain, because from the rain we get the water which falls over mountains, earth, sea, everywhere. And they, Khoda Nameshaspan has his own co-workers, the Amkars, the Yazats. And who are they? Farwandin, Fravashi, who is responsible for identifying where rain is required. Goad, the good wind, which brings the clouds where rain should fall. And finally, Testariyatir, the star which presides over and is responsible for the rain. And if you remember, ladies and gentlemen, in the monsoon, when there are long dry spells, sometimes we organize jashans and pray to Testariyatir Azad so that we can get rain and it can mitigate the problems that we face. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, besides the material aspect, every Ameshaspan has a spiritual attribute over which it presides. And Khoda Ameshaspan presides over perfection. But we are in this terrestrial world and we are imperfect beings. So, if in order to attain perfection, this life that we have on earth is the only opportunity for us to become perfect. Because, and that is what Paramhans Yogananda has said, that whatever you want to do, if you want to progress in life, during your sojourn on earth, this is the only opportunity that you get. After you pass away, you cannot improve yourself. And what is important is that why is perfection required? Because in order to gain immortality, we have to be perfect. And that is why Khoda Ameshaspan and Amada Ameshaspan are always coined together. Because perfection, if I may say so, is the stepping stone to immortality. But if you go to see, Khoda Ameshaspan is at a very critical position in the pantheon of Ameshaspan. Dada Auramazda has given us humans the faculty of intellect, which is not available to any other living being. And through this faculty of intellect, we can choose between what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is evil, and be responsible for it. Then we have Bamanam Shaspan, who encourage us to nurture a good mind so that we can progress on the path of Asha as per Auramazda's plan. And then we have Sharavanam Shaspan, who gives us the divine strength if we make the right choice, and thereby through this divine strength we it becomes beneficial to ourselves and beneficial to all around. And after we get the divine strength, we also have to remember and be focused and be steadfast in our devotion, piety, and praise through Spenta Almighty. And then, after going through all this, we come at a stage where it encourages us and makes us in a state whereby we can attain perfection. But, ladies and gentlemen, perfection, if I may say so, is a double-edged sword. We mortals are imperfect, that is why we are here. If we were perfect, we would not have been here. We are here because we are imperfect. And we cannot expect to become perfect overnight. It's a slow process. And it is said that perfection is not attainable. But if you chase perfection, you can catch excellence. So what we should do in life is try to excel in whatever we do. We have hidden reserves within us. Sometimes we ourselves are surprised with our own capacity. The Guinness Book of World Record is a testimony to what human beings can do beyond one's capacity. And what is important is we should also accept these challenges in life, because it is said that if you have an easy and comfortable life, it descends into mediocrity. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have to be wary of affluence and opulence, because it makes us retard our progress, and if we are not grounded. But when we are talking of all this perfection, let me also caution you, ladies and gentlemen, that we should not become obsessive about perfection, because it can lead to a mental disorder. This is very serious. Perfection can lead to a mental disorder, a syndrome which is called OCPD, obsessive compulsive personality disorder, which comes from fear of failure. So, ladies and gentlemen, in our pursuit of perfection, we don't have to be harsh to ourselves, but be slow and sure in our progress. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Kaisi Limatwala, for that very interesting talk. We learned a lot from you. Yes, the masters have to leave. They have informed us in advance, and we thank them for having come in for a short while. Thank you. Thank you. We learned a lot from Kaisi Limatwala's talk, and he talked about the wells and the water in the wells. Mr. Hoshan Gotla is here with us today. Hoshan, will you please rise in your seat? Hoshan, please rise in your seat. Okay, he was here with his mother, and since the last countless years, every single month on Ava Roj, he organizes a jashan at the Bikaberam Kova, which is so well attended. We feel wonderful just being there, listening to the prayers, and then listening to somebody giving us a brief talk. So, in absentia, we thank Hosheng Gotla for his good work. He was here during the Jashan. Just as the chairman of the Bombay Pasi Panchayat, Viraf Mistry, was here, Viraf Mehta was here during the Jashan. We thank both of them. It's time now for one more Monajat. Avoji, Mr. Viraf Daruwala. Heads the Hyderabad Pasi Association and does immense good work for the Zoroastrians in Hyderabad and in Secunderabad. Let's welcome them with a round of applause.
क्या है, क्या कॉर्ड का प्रॉब्लम है, क्या है, क्या
ऑन ही है मेरा।
ऑन
नहीं मतलब चालू करो क्या?
प्ले करो, जरा टेस्ट करी जो, टेस्ट करी जो।
मांगो मदद यथाकारी ऐशं संकट तारतु आया अति सुरमारी अम्बाल में संभारतु मांगो मदद यथाकारी ऐशं संकट तारतु आया अति सुरमारी अम्बाल में संभारतु मांगो मदद यथाकारी मांगो पनाह सरोजनी आकाश में नोई शान को मांगो पनाह सरोजनी आकाश में नोई शान को मेरे मदद है राम ये जुगनी मेरे मुश्किल आसान को मेरे मदद है राम ये जुगनी मेरे मुश्किल आसान को मांगो मदद यथाकारी मुर्शद में है का दुख मुर्शद में है का दुख करो मालिक मोई करता जिगर खुशाल को रहम करो मालिक मोई करता जिगर खुशाल को मांगो मदद यथाकारी राखे जो आमों बनी थी सदा और है बाप को तारा यही शक्ति आपको मांगो मदद यथा है शिव संकट टालो आवा अति सुर मारी हमारे संभाल मांगो मदद यथा Thank you.
Thank you very much, Viraf Daruwala.
ચીનો સોંગનો પેજ
Ladies and gentlemen, આપણે ફંક્શન શરૂ કીધું એઝ ઓલવેઝ વિથ અ જશન ને તે જશન હંમેશા આપણા વડા દસ્તુજી સાહેબ કરે છે. આપણને ઘણી જ ખુશાલી લાગે છે કે એવન પોતે આવે જ ને પોતે જશન લીડ કરે છે. આજે એવનની સાથે કેન યુ હિયર મી? આજે એવનની સાથે બીજા 17 મોબેદ સાહેબ હતા ને તે 17 માંથી one was only 13 years old. It gives so much pleasure to see such a young Mobed Sahib praying so beautifully, so confidently, along with all these other senior Mobed Sahibs. Mirzad Balsara, are you still here with us? નહીં, ઘેરે ગયો છે. કાલનું સ્કૂલનું હોમવર્ક હશે. Our next speaker will be our Bada Dastuji Sahib, Khurshid Kekobad Dastur. He is connected with so many professional associations, actively connected, and some of them are. He is the Zoroastrian member of the National Commission for Minorities Government of India from 2017 to 2020. Honorary President of the World Council for Religion of Peace, Lindau, Germany, since 2018. Chief organizer of the Iransha Udwada Utsav, a biennial festival showcasing Zoroastrian culture and heritage. તમે ઘણા જણા ગયા હશો ને ઈરાનશા ઉડવાડા ઉત્સવમાં. I think એક સિવાય હું બધામાં ગયેલી છું ને મેં ઘણું જ એન્જોય કીધું છે કારણ કે એટલું મજાનું શીખવાનું મળે, એટલા બધા ઝોરાસ્ટ્રિયન્સને સાથે જોઈને એટલી ખુશાલી લાગે ને એટલા સચ્ચા સ્પીકર્સ હોય. નોટ ટુ મેન્શન કે એટલું સચ્ચું ખાવાનું હોય કારણ કે હજુ ને આપણા થોડા મેમ્બર્સ ખાવાના સ્ટોલ્સ પર છે. સો ઈરાનશા ઉડવાડા ઉત્સવમાં એવરના વાઇફ હવોવી બી ઘણું એડમિનિસ્ટ્રેટિવ વર્ક કરે છે. આજે હવોવી આપણી સાથે નથી કારણ કે એવરના બચ્ચાની સાથે યુએસએમાં છે હમણાં ને છે તે કે દસ્તુજી સાહેબ પ્લીઝ ટેલ હવોવી that I missed her very much. In fact, not knowing 5 days ago that she's in the USA, મેં તો સિદ્ધો ફોન કરી દીધો which એને એટલો સ્વીટલી ઉચક્યો હવોવીએ. I'm sure કે એની રાત હશે because it was my day. I apologize to her in absentia. Bada Dastuji Sahebe 2005 inaugurate kidu ne address kidu the gathering at the 5th World Zoroastrian Congress in London. 2009 evane inaugurate kidu ne benedictions deliver kida at the 6th World Zoroastrian Congress in Dubai. 2010 lecture series across North America and Toronto addressing religious, social, historical and community issues. In 2011, he invited, received and felicitated the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, among a gathering of 5,000 Zoroastrians in Udwada. In 2013, he inaugurated and addressed the 7th World Zoroastrian Congress in Mumbai, where he presented a paper, Historical Chronology of Kissa-e Sanjan and the Iransha Atash Beram, at the 140 years celebration of the Dastur Mirji Rana Library in Navsari. In 2014, he delivered a lecture at the Ontario Zoroastrian Community Foundation in Canada, which was telecast live in Canada. In 2015, he was the keynote speaker at the Society of Scholars of Zoroastrianism conference held in Chicago. In 2019, he was invited to guide, supervise, and officiate higher religious ceremonies for establishing the first ever Atash Kadeh on Western soil in Houston, Texas. In 2021, he was the speaker for Bahumata webinar on Ashem Bahu and spreading happiness. In December last year, 2024, just within hours of the Iransha Udwada Utsav ending, he had to rush to the airport in Mumbai to take a flight where he again addressed the Houston Congress? The Houston Congress. Even na Iransha Udwada Utsavma, apuna badana umissa jabo જોઈએ. We are so proud of the fact that so many prestigious awards and honors have been bestowed upon him. In 2014, he was felicitated by the Zoroastrian Trust Funds of Europe in London. 2016, felicitated by the mayor of the city of Houston in Texas, who declared September 9, 2016 as Dasturji Khushed Dastur Kekobat Dastur Day. We haven't done that in Mumbai. In 2017, he was felicitated by various Zoroastrian Anjumans across India and by the districts in the state of Gujarat on being nominated Zoroastrian member of the National Commission for Minorities. 2017, awarded by the North American Morbid Council. 2017 and 2018, awarded the most outstanding personality for contribution towards society by ZAN Mumbai. 2019, the local government bodies acknowledged the efforts needed in the much needed, long overdue restoration and renovation of Udwada railway station with a festival ceremony felicitating him thereafter. So we must have a floral welcome for Vada Dastuji Sahib. Mr. Kaisile Matwala will please present the garland to him. I now request Vada Dastuji Kushit Kekobat Dastur to please give his message to our community.
Today's organizer and my dear friend Kersi Limatwala, an erudite speaker of the day, Mr. Khajas Mistry, my another friend, Mrs. Zarek Dastur, and Mrs. Zarin Commissariat, who always speaks wonderful about everybody. Mara Wala Hamdino. First and foremost, Navroz Mubarak to you all. Within next 3 years, we will be having Ava Mah Ava Roj on Tamshari Navroz also. With a wonderful speech by Kaisi Limatwala, and again going to be followed with a wonderful enlightenment for us. I don't think I can speak much here today, but just a little observations. We as a community have forgotten how to celebrate our festivals. Sorry, I'm always finding fault with the community, but it's not the fault. It's that we have to improve every year or every month. आपरे लोग को विचार करो, when we were young, how we used to celebrate Navroz or Apro New Year or the Gambars or the Gathas or the Muktat ceremony. Our parents used to take us first and foremost in the morning कि चलो अग्यारी जाइए, आतश बेराम जाइए, गंबार हो तो तेमा पार्टिसिपेट करिए, And that is how we followed our parents, and that is how we were able to carry on that legacy. Are we doing that today? આપણે આપણા બચ્ચાઓને લઈ જઈએ જ? Are we even telling them? I'm sure yesterday for Jamshedi Nowruz, we all must have went to drama, we all must have a get together, and we all must have enjoyed. But how many of us went to the Agyari and Atash Beram with our family? That is what we are lacking in our community. That should come from within. And that will make the younger generation to follow the same with their children. That is what the legacy which we are passing on to the next generation. And if we fail to do that, it is very unfortunate that we are losing the youngsters from our community. We have to. We think today to આજે ના ક્લાસીસ છે, આજે તો કરાટે છે, આજે તો gymnasium છે, આજે તો football છે. Leave aside all those things. On this particular day, you have to come with us to Agyari or Atash Beram. And for that matter, even Gambars. In the Gambar Afrin, it is written that those who donate for the Gambar is going closer to Dada Rauram as it's a good deed. One who partakes in the Gambar is also a good deed. And one who gives a service to the Gambar is also a good deed. So even participating and partaking in the Gambar food, it is a one good deed which you are doing. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, as Kersi said, that we have to find perfection, and nobody is perfect. But that perfection comes to us in this life journey of ours. There are always 2-3 things which you have to ask yourselves. Whenever you do something, first ask yourself whether is it going to be harmful to others or not. If it is harmful, stop there and then. Whether it is a good deed which I am going to do for anyone. If it is not, and if it is for yourself, don't be selfish, just stay there. And last but not the least, is it going to be an advantage to the society or not? Am I doing something good for the society, good for the community? And the perfection, you have got it over here in this world. Ask these questions whenever you do something. And that will enlighten you and enlighten your soul. આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં કહેવત છે, બેસ ને ડોજક આ દુનિયામાં છે ને અહીંયા જ છે. How we do it, how we live our life, how we take ourselves, how we do, what good we do to others and what bad we do to others, gives us the answer of our life here only, in this earth only. Yes, you will go up over there. There is a Chinwat pool. There is a heaven. There is a hell. It is there written. Everything is there. પણ જીવતા જીવત બેસ ને જીવતા જીવત ડોજક આપણે અહીંયા જ જોઈએ છીએ. With that, I would like to end with blessings to you all and best wishes for the coming year. May we take our younger children more and more often to the Atash Beram, to the Agyari, to the functions, to the Parab, and even for the social events like Lagan and Nauchot, for the ceremony, not for the Godiwala Nubonu. Thank you very much.